Hello, welcome to my second Flosstube video. I am so incredibly excited for the response that I got on the first one. It was so nice to see that so many people watched the video and some commented and subscribed and everything. That was super duper nice, so I just wanted to start out the video by saying thank you for the support. It's really motivating. I realized after filming the video and when I tried to do my very limited editing that I completely forgot to introduce myself. So, hi, I am Marty. In Norwegian that is a female name, but in English that's the name of the zebra from Madagascar, but yeah. So hi, my name is Marty. I am a student from Norway. I study graphic design, and when I have some free time I do cross stitch because it's a really calming activity and it's something nice that helps your brain to relax from all of the stress. I also work part-time. I don't know how many jobs I have, but I work in a flower store. And sometimes I babysit, and yeah, I think that's my jobs. So I'm full-time student and part-time worker, so my schedule is pretty hectic, and this week was just crazy. I had delivery, no, that's not the word. I had deadline. Thank you, myself. I had a deadline on my bachelor's degree or bachelor's text because I'm writing a bachelor's text this semester, and to help us stay motivated, they have divided it into many parts, so you deliver like one part at a time, and that's to keep you from doing the whole thing in the last month or 3 to 2 weeks. And this part that I was writing was the theory part, so it's like the heavy one where you have to use a lot of sources and everything. And I completely blanked in my mind because I thought that the schedule or the deadline was on Thursday the 15th. This was on Sunday, and on Sunday I found out that the deadline was on the 14th, so it was Wednesday. And when I started to work on it on Monday, I realized that Wednesday the 14th 000 does not mean Wednesday night, it means Tuesday night. And of course I knew that, but my brain didn't register. So that meant that it was Monday and I had to deliver my text on Tuesday, and you know, that was stressful because I worked on Tuesday. So I ended up working 12 hours on Monday. That was interesting, and I worked some on Tuesday before I went to work, and thankfully I finished it and got it delivered in time, and it was approved, or what it's called. So I managed, but that was so stressful. So next time I'm double checking the deadline. Okay, on to the stitching part. I just wanted to make a short little update on why I haven't been doing that much. But I have worked on 3 different projects. The first one is actually a finish. I didn't plan to finish it, it just sort of happened in the midst of all the stress. I was just working when I need 5 minutes, so I was working on the cross stitch, and just suddenly it was almost complete, and I was like, what? It's almost complete? Okay, I have to finish it now. and that is this one. I also want to put a disclaimer that I put in the last video that two of the kits that I'm going to show in this video are from Joy Sunday, and I know there's a problem with some Joy Sunday kits being copies, and if it turns out that they're copies, I won't show them online anymore, because that's not my intention, because I have bought a lot of kits when I first started, and I was like, oh my god, there's so much stuff online, and I bought a lot of stuff, and some of the things that I ordered turned out to be copies without me knowing, because, you know, when you first start stitching, you don't know about any designers or any patterns, so it's devastating when you find out that something you have bought is copied, because then you don't want to work on it anymore. So I hope I'm in the clear, but just let me know if it turns out that you know something I don't, because I don't want to be mean. Okay, back to the video. I worked on this one while working on my bachelor's degree when I needed breaks. And here it is, finished. I will put it closer so you can see. I think it turned out so cute. It was a stamped kit, so it was a pattern on the fabric. But when you're done, you're supposed to wash it and the stamp goes away. So I just left it in the sink and forgot about it and went back and it was gone, basically. I also wanted to show, just in case somebody wants to buy this kit, that, like you can see, I still have a lot of floss left. I'm not out of any colors. I have, yeah, it's plenty enough. It's on 14 count Ada, and this is the back. As you can see, okay, it's one thread that's sticking out. I probably forgot to snip it. Yeah, so this is it. I also have, this is like a series, so this is the autumn one, and I also have the ones for the rest of the seasons, and I will be starting the winter one when it's winter time. I don't know, maybe when it starts snowing or something, because I feel like here it's about to start snowing. A lot of the other Flosstubers have been talking about, like, oh, the fall is just starting. Here it's almost complete. It's not that many leaves left, and it's, if you know Celsius degrees, it's around 0 degrees, so it's below 0 at night, so it's getting kind of cold. So I will probably start the winter one when it starts to snow, because then it's, I don't know, then it's winter, I guess. So yeah, that was that one. I'm so excited for how it turned out. The next one is this one that you probably maybe remember if you saw my last video. I really wanted to complete it for this video because I worked so hard on it when I finished the other one, because I was on a, call it a finishing streak almost, or I wanted to be on a finishing streak, so I worked on it super hard to maybe get it finished in time to film, but I don't know, I just wanted to film anyways. So you will just have to deal with it being almost complete. This one is also on 14 count Ada. Here it is. If I can figure it out how to do with the editing, I will place a picture of what it looked like last time somewhere. But if I can't, I'll just try to explain it. I had some part over here that I had to do, and all of this part, and some in the corner, and basically this whole part here. So you can see I've finished there, and in the corner, and all of this bit with a beige color. So I have like this tiny bit of this color left and just this tiny bit of that one, and it will be complete. And that's just crazy to me because it's the biggest one that I'm almost complete with. So I have bigger ones, but this is the biggest one that I'm this far into. So, and this is the back. Like I said in my last video, I'm not that strict about the back. I just don't like it when there's a lot of threads that is in the way. So I fasten the thread and I snip it off, or I run it through beneath and then I snip it off. So I've not had any problems with that. So that's how I do with my threads, and you can see it's okay. Other than showing in the video, nobody's going to see it when it's on my wall because it's going to probably reframe if I figure out how to do that. So this is that one. I'm hopefully going to have it complete by next time I film, because you know there's so little left and I just need it to be complete. So maybe I will do that, and if I figure out how, maybe I will film when I wash out the ink, because I feel like that would be interesting to someone that's never seen that before. I found a few videos online, but I don't know, it can look pretty scary because you put all this work in and you don't want it to get ruined, but it turned out fine with the ones I was doing. So yeah, so this is that one. I will make it a goal for myself to complete it until next video. I don't promise anything, but I'll try my best. Yes, and now I have the project that I was going to start after filming my last video. I actually started and worked on it a little bit. It is this one. Here's the picture. This is like the mock-up of how it's going to look. The picture is from a free picture website called Unsplash that you can use for basically anything you want. It's like a free picture bank. And I used Pick-to-Pat to create the pattern. So if anyone think it's cool, you can just search for flower or something and you can find the picture and make it for yourself. But yeah, I think it's so cool. Okay, here is the thing. I'm doing the parking method on it. Okay, it's super folded because I don't want to iron. I don't have an iron board, so here it is. It's going to go down to here and out to the side here. This is on 26 count, and I don't know what the fabric is called. It's something from my local store that sells, the only store in my area that sells cross-stitching stuff. I will do a close-up here. Okay, the lighting is not that good. It's not really showing all of the different colors. But I promise, it's a lot of different colors in this tiny area. Like you can see all the threads. I'm stitching in hand. That's maybe crazy to some people, but that's how I always did it. With this fabric, it's a little bit harder because it is, I don't know, it's really flimsy and soft and thin. You can see my fingers through. So it's harder to do in hand than the Ada ones. But as you can see, it's a little bit wrinkly in the top because I just kind of fold it up like this and stitch. So I'm just holding it like this and doing my stitching. And it doesn't really matter to me if it's warped, because you know, I will wash it when it's complete, so to get the water soluble grid lines out. So I'm really excited that I have gotten this much done. I think it's turning out really, really cool. I love how dainty and tiny it is. I don't know, it just looks really nice, and it makes me excited to work on. But it's a little bit different because of the counting, because this is my first project that I'm doing, working with of a chart and not of the stamp on the fabric. Sorry. Here's the back. It's a little bit more messy because, as I told you, I'm parking, so, but it's not that messy. I thought that it was going to be a lot more messy than it actually is, but maybe it is because I'm in the corner and it's a lot of the same colors. Like, these are the only colors that I've worked on in this top corner. I haven't snipped off any colors yet. So yeah, I'm really excited and I love to work on it because it just turns out so cool. But you can't work on it if you're tired, because it is so tiny, and yeah, it's a new challenge and I enjoy it really much. So that was that one. I also have a tiny haul. I bought some more floss for the project that I just showed you. Because I'm a student, I can't go out and just buy 70 skeins of floss. I think it's 70, I'm not sure. I did like a bad counting once and I just accepted the fact that it was 70. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. But I bought like 9 skeins of floss. So here they are. I sorted them in rainbow order, or like a gradient, because it looks pretty. So you can see I put it on like a homemade paper thing, just like I did with the other one. And this is the symbol that is on the chart and the DMC number. And it works for me because I just wanted to make it as easy as possible. And when I'm working on it, I just snip the bottom because I haven't done that yet. So I just snip it and take out with a needle, like a lot of people have showed in different videos. So that's the thing that I bought in this since last time, because it got to the point in the corner where I couldn't work anymore because I needed more colors. So now I bought all of these, and if I can find the chart again, the first page is like somewhere along here, and now I have the colors that I need to complete the green part up here. So when I get to the flowers on the first page, I will need to buy more, but you know, I can get a lot done up here first, so, and then I will buy some of these. I have tried to find cheap DMC, but you know, online you have to pay shipping, and shipping is expensive. But in my local store, they charge, or they cost 20 Norwegian kroner. And if I don't know if I can find like a translator or something later in the editing, and I will put what that is in probably American dollars, because a lot of Flosstube is American. So yeah, it's 20 Norwegian kroner, and that's quite expensive for floss, because from what I heard you can get it super cheap in other places, but around here it doesn't work like that. So you just have to take what you get, and yeah, so that means I have to buy like a little at a time. In my last video, somebody commented that you could buy like CXC thread or something on AliExpress, and it was working quite similarly. I've tried to look into it, but I couldn't really find one that you could just pick colors like with the DMC numbers. So if I can figure it out, I will do it. But I think that on this project I will probably just stick to DMC because I'm afraid to mix up the different brands. But I'll keep doing DMC on this one, but if I start another project sometime, I would quite enjoy to do the CXC thread, because I heard that that is a lot cheaper and probably a lot more enjoyable, because you don't have to be sad because you're spending money. Because if I could choose, I would just go out and buy all of the floss, but it's too much. I also, because I don't have that much stitching to show, I just wanted to show, I don't know, it's like a bowl that I use to have on my table right here where I put the flowers to hide the carpet. I'm having it right there when I'm stitching, and I just want to show what is inside because I find it, I don't know, I find it interesting. So that's the kind of thing that people don't really show. So, or I haven't seen people showing it at least. So I want to show it. It looks like this. It's not that creative. It's a pair of scissors with like a string that I've tied on and never took off. I also have this needle, what does it say? Needle receiver case. Okay, I never actually read that before. And it's like a magnetic box, or it has like a weak magnet so you can stick your needles. I have like bigger needles and smaller needles, and like this threader thing, and yeah, some different kinds just around. And it's really convenient because when you're done with the needle you can just put it in and it stays right there. So that's super nice. I really recommend getting something to keep your needles, and this also looks super nice. So inside I also have this plastic bag. It keeps all of my scrap threads, or the short pieces that you can't use, from my silk project that I showed in the last video. I haven't gotten any work done on it, so I won't show it now, and I don't have it. So I also have all of this. This is my snippets, or my orts. I think people are calling it orts. So all of this is like super short strings that I snipped off projects, and you can see, or at least I can see here, for example, I worked on the poppies that I showed that I'm almost complete, and here I worked some other project, and you can just, here I worked on the one with my dog, and it's so exciting that you can actually see what kind of project you were working on at the time, because yeah, you can recognize the collection of colors and it just makes sense. So this bowl was actually made by my grandfather. He made it in his home, and he made it last year and gave it to me, and I think it's so pretty and I get to look at it, so that's why I keep it here. I want to get some kind of like a jar, like a glass jar, to keep this in, because it looks messy. It would look so much neater if I just kept my stuff in there, but right now it's in the bottom, and I feel like when I'm taking out my scissor, it's so much that sometimes I just pull threads out and it's annoying. So I would love to get some kind of jar that I can put them in, but I haven't found one that I really like, so I haven't bought anything yet. So if I find it, I will buy and show. Something else that I want to do in the future is I want to make one more project bag. If you saw my last video, okay, I'm referring a lot to my last video, but if you saw my last video, I showed one project bag that I made that had like the picture of my dog inside, and I would love to make a project bag for the new project with with this, because right now I'm just keeping like all of the floss and the pattern and the fabric and the needles and the markers and everything just inside the bag from the store where I bought it, so it doesn't feel that much. It doesn't feel as fancy as a project bag, but I need to find fabric and also create it because I don't have a sewing machine, so I need to stitch it by hand and that takes so much time. So I will show if I find any fabric that I like and like for that project. So I think I said everything that I wanted to say. I feel like last video was so straight to the point and like super nice and structured, but this one just turned out to be more of a chatty video, and I don't know, you can tell me in the comments if you want to, if you liked the more chatty style and me sharing about my very stressful schedule mess up, and if you like that or you prefer the more straight to the point videos, because if I wasn't rambling my video would be a lot shorter because it was only 3 projects and I thought this video was going to be 5 minutes, but then I started to talk. So just tell me in the comments what you prefer. I'm open to anything, and yeah, I will be back. Maybe I would love to film like once a week, but it's a little bit complicated to film because I don't want to film when my boyfriend is home. I live with my boyfriend, by the way. We're both 21, so we're adults. But I would rather film when he's not at home, because if he's at home, he's living here, so he's making normal living noises, and I feel like that's distracting. So I prefer to film when he's not home, and that's also kind of like a scheduling thing because, you know, we're at home, both of us, so much of the time, so I just have to film whenever I get the chance. But ideally I would film about once a week because I feel like that's a good frequency of videos, because I feel like I have like some kind of favorite projects that now I like these 2 or 3 projects and I will work a lot on them, and then I move on and put it away for a while and work on something else. So I feel like it's interesting to update like more frequently, because then you can see the differences more than if I were to upload a lot less, because then you can't see as much. I don't know. Thank you so much if you made it the whole way through this very rambly video. Hopefully I will get a lot of stitching done and my next week will be less stressful than this week was. And if you liked the video, you can subscribe. I won't threaten anyone to subscribing, but if you liked, you can subscribe. And if you have any feedback or thoughts, you can comment them below. I answer every comment because I'm thankful if someone wants to comment. So thank you so much for watching the video. I will be back in around or about a week whenever I get time. Thank you so much. Goodbye.